No fun bang bang footage today, because we're going to talk for a while. So we're obviously in a very different format than we've ever been. Normally when I sit down to talk to you guys, I'm in front of a bunch of blasters and I might be recapping or something. But since we're talking about starting organizations, this felt like the right format to do that. So this is the complete other end of my office space, which is my actual office space where I do my 9-to-5 job and where I play video games and where I answer messages and post videos and stuff from. So, kind of the first step to starting a club is to find a handful of people who also want to start a club or want to be involved in a club. In my case, that's my first big hurdle that I'm working with here in Nashville and in the greater state of Tennessee area, right? I've got a couple of guys spread around the state who are interested in having a local club, but the fact of the matter is Tennessee is a very wide state. So those guys are multiple hours away from me here in Nashville. So my first step has to be to go out and find some play locally, right? Start trying to put together the pieces I need in order to have that local scene available. And what that started with for me was a local multi-sports gym facility. They do tumbling and gymnastics and some martial arts stuff, but they host a all-ages NARRF event twice a month. And when I say an all-ages NARRF event, this is not the strictly rule-focused kind of games that I'm used to and that we in the hobby community are used to. This is way closer to going to like Jared's Epic Blaster Battle or something. They've got a whole mess of kids in there, ranging from, I think their minimum age is 6, all the way up to adults playing with their kids or people like me who have just showed up to play themselves. And they don't have a lot of the rules that we have, not only regarding the rules about the actual gameplay, right? It's not like I was playing 315s with a bunch of little kids. But rules about blasters. They know blasters can be modified. They just kind of trust that you're bringing stuff that is safe to play with children with. So, me being a normal and upstanding gentleman brought things that were appropriate to be playing with little kids. So the general vibe that these impact sports games is that you are in a massive room full of mats for tumbling and martial arts and stuff. So there's no rolling in barricades, there's no tables, there's no pop-ups. They're using the features of the terrain as they have them. They're using big mats laid against balance beams and stuff. It's a really cool space, and it's a really unique space. And depending on where you are in the room, it's a really easy space on your joints because the floor is padded and or on springs, right? Because it's for gymnastics and stuff. The facility is owned by Eric Melton and his wife. He's a great guy, really interesting to talk to. Got a crazy history attached to him that is worth sitting down and talking to him about at some point. And it was a really unique scenario to find myself in. But one of the things they mentioned, because I've been over there twice now, is they're trying to look at starting some kind of higher level play, right? With a higher FPS cap and a more adult focused game, which will mean realistically, me having a conversation with them about things like FPS caps and about things like the rules of how we normally do this, because it's a wonderful space, but there's certain things they're not going to want in there. You don't want a 200 FPS flywheeler in a space that's 150 feet long, 200 feet long. You know, you don't want to play that way. It's not going to be nearly as much fun. And you're going to have a certain amount of your clientele that immediately don't want to come back because you're playing too hot. So I'm going to have a conversation with them about FPS, chronographs, how we do things, and kind of usher them into, hey, this is how we approach this from a hobby perspective, from a adult play perspective. He's got a really good staff there. He's got some kids that are his students in other classes who help out with running the event that he has. Some of them are interested in some higher level play. He's interested in some higher level play because he's gotten into things and picked up some things that are way too spicy to use with, little kids. So that's my current and next step, is working with Impact Sports in order to start some kind of local play for Nashville. And organizing that local play in Nashville under the two banners, right? You have Impact Sports using it as a money-making venture because that is what you have to do as a business, which was very reasonable. I think I paid $15 for 2 hours of play in an indoor facility with air conditioning and all that good stuff. And, me as the guy trying to put together this Nashville Association for Recreational Foam Flinging, trying to start the kind of play I want to be involved in and the kind of play that we as a hobby space are actively involved with. So that's where we're at as of 4:30 on Sunday the 24th of March. We've played a game in Nashville and we know where it needs to go in order to cater to the wider community. How do we do that? The same way we do everything. On the internet. So I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks putting feelers out there, getting onto Reddit and various groups in the Nashville area, and trying to push these events, trying to push the concept of adult level NARRF in a place that doesn't have it. Meanwhile, I'll continue working with the guys who I know in Memphis and Knoxville areas and see about bringing some people over to play, so that we see some guys who are in the hobby but not local coming all the way over to play in Nashville and making it more attractive for the people who do want to play in Nashville. So I guess that's our update. Nashville Vlogs Part 2.